Hello there, YouTube. This is Bitz back at it again after a long hiatus, admittedly. Work, life, house, everything's just been going absolutely terrible, but we're okay. Don't worry about it. I'm still alive. And today I'm here to make a video about Blood Typers, which is an alpha demo that was released during Next Fest, and I didn't really get to make a video of it right away because, again, life's getting a little crazy right now. But yeah, I definitely wanted to show this off as soon as possible. Just never got around to it. And yeah, I had to really scrub the bottom of the next play bin, but it was definitely a gem that I'm proud to have. I know that Retromation, a indie game influencer, just released a video on it yesterday, which means that I was way too slow. Not saying that as in what for whatever reason I'm in competition with Retromation. In fact, I'm very happy that a influencer with notoriety is actually showing off the game because that means that more people are going to get into it and hopefully this will be successful because again, this is honestly, it's going to sound weird, exactly what I've been looking for upwards of a year. And I'll get into more detail about that after the gameplay, where I'll put why this game is important to me and some feedback that I could give the devs. Homeboy really thinks that the devs are watching his videos. I don't know. Anyways, we'll get into this. So we're going to go ahead, just go on Novice Normal, because Novice, admittedly, is my words per minute. It's a good balance for me. And normal because, well, I don't want to get absolutely shreked on camera. That would be a little bit embarrassing. So, first off, what the hell is Blood Typers, right? Blood Typers is how to put it? The main mechanism of the game is that you can play the entire game with just your keyboard. So there's a lot of typing elements involved. But what you're doing with that is playing like an old school survival horror, kind of like Resident Evil. And it's got randomized levels. So it's basically a typing randomizer, at least as far as the alpha is concerned. And yeah, it can be played with up to 4 people if you want to play with friends. Each of these characters has their own different stats and perks. They are quite varied, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and go into Tuyen. She's probably one of the defensively strongest characters in the game, or at least her charm, which allows her to dodge one attack every 60 seconds in combination with full movement speed, is kind of good. But the health and the agility makes a huge difference. I'm not sure that violence and handiness does. I'm hoping that they can add that later. Anyways, I guess I can show you guys my join code, but that's how that works right there. You can copy it and send it to people. It does have proximity chat, which is exactly what you'd want for a game like this. Anyways, so like I said, we are going to interact with the game entirely with our keyboard. Down at the bottom left here, we have our health bar, which is currently 60. We start with a metal pipe, and we have a map, should we choose to do it. We can cycle through our inventory slots using 1 through 6, and if I am looking at anything, I can type to interact with it. So if we go ahead and type UGS, we will move to UGS space. We can move back to day. This is your first tutorial in the game, is basically learning that you have to type to open the thing there. We use both of our shift keys to rotate our camera. That is shift to rotate left, right shift to rotate right. We can head over here, and then I'm just going to start I might start typing ahead of time simply because you can, and that's kind of important. Well, if I can type, again, Not as good at typing as I used to be. That is for damn sure. So, tab allows us to enter combat, and whenever we enter combat, we will lock on to the nearest viable target. Right now, they are giving us these sets of boards so that we, can practice how combat works without being in danger. So, all we have to do is type a word, and we will go to them in the case of melee and strike them. But the important thing is that it does not matter. Why did that go red? Anyways, does not matter what order that we do these. And that is important because of the multiplayer aspect. So if I'm playing with two people, we can arrange that, okay, I'm going to go bottom to top. You're going to go top to bottom. And somewhere in there, we'll meet in the middle. We'll kill enemies twice as fast. If you have a third person, you could even assign someone to middle, and then they hit the middle word, and then you just absolutely, like, chunk through a horde of enemies one at a time. So now we have our first enemy. The enemy of this game is zombies. It's going to feel a lot, again, like the old school Resident Evil. And so I can go ahead and type this in ahead of time, and I'll attack as soon as I can. That is our dodge. Another thing to note is that one-on-one, zombies should not deal damage to you unless you make a bunch of mistakes. Because of that hit stun, I was waiting on the second and third word for the zombie to start attacking, and then I went ahead and hit them, which put them into stun, which allowed me to start typing the next word. So yeah, if you have two people, they can pretty much just be stun locked. It does get a little bit weird, as I've seen when you're playing with multiple people. Sometimes somebody goes ahead and takes the word that you're trying to use, and so you're just sitting there with a word that no longer exists anymore. So then you got to backspace. I think that could probably be improved a little bit, but of course this isn't alpha, right? This is simply everything that's fundamentally important to the game is working in the game. This courtyard is usually the second piece that is always present, but where you're entering it from, which doors are available, usually there's a door there. Like, you can imagine that at all these locations there should be a door, except for this corner, which is supposed to help us get to this spot over here. And obviously, because the map is randomized using a bunch of tiles, as is the words. So there's even a little bit of headspace that you got to keep, especially when stuff gets intense, of okay, I'm going back through this room, so I need to I need to type this word, this word, this word, so that I have full uptime on movement. This door right here is a blue door, so it requires a blue key. That's right, the blue key goes in the blue hole. We're going to go over to Pho. Probably going to take this guy out. If I press enter, okay, that was a little bit dangerous. I did not realize that if I'm inbound, it still keeps the same word. So what I was trying to do there was press enter, which engages melee instead of waiting for them to come to me. So then I ran up there, typed the next word that apparently doesn't work. You'd think I would have bumped into that by now, but like I said, I suck at typing right now. Obviously better than most people. I'm not a hunt and peck kind of guy. If you are, I haven't tried the lowest difficulty, but it would probably be pretty good at teaching you how to type, even if you are a hunt and peck kind of person. And it's also one of those things that once I have knowledge of the general location of everything on the keyboard, it wouldn't behoove me to go on a lower difficulty and tell you oh yeah, this should be good for you, right? So I don't know the actual difficulty there. You're blue too, huh? And as you can see here, I can just ratchet these off as fast as I want. I am making tons of mistakes here. But we are fine. We have a sandwich. The sandwich would full heal us, so if I found some bread, that would probably be more appropriate. Sandwich, of course, being the, if we're going back to Resident Evil terms, it's the red-green herb mix, whereas bread is like a green herb. It heals like a little bit of HP. And there is a quick eat option, so if I wanted to, I could certainly go over and just pick it up. These planks here, just for demonstration purposes, we can go ahead and grab these, and we're going to barricade a door. Since it's not going to kill us right now, I'm going to go ahead and put it on loyal. And that is 6. Oh, I got to be the space back. I don't really use these because I don't think that they're useful. Excuse me? I would like to build a barricade. Alright, game. Maybe I haven't used them in so long that I don't even know how to do this anymore. Well, I probably can't barricade that door. Okay, so we can go ahead, go over here, /build barricade. And now that door has more health as far as enemies coming in. If you do have a large swarm incoming, and you're moving to a new room that you haven't explored yet, it does last quite a while. Like, the few games that I have played that we used them, they never broke, but I also didn't necessarily, like, pull a huge pack to them. We are about to use that sandwich. Alright. Hit 4 /eat sandwich. Well, there was our bread that we were looking for. You know, I wonder. I've tried doing this before. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. There we go. Merge into sandwich. He's not like most gamer. He engages with the mechanics. I'm going to go ahead and go to our pistol for a while. So the pistol obviously just allows you to interact with enemies at a distance. And I'm going to make a typo immediately. If you make a typo, it will, oh, hello, tab, exit combat, go over to Yuck, open Jake, go into Fab, open Jake again, switch to melee. Yeah, I'm just getting absolutely rolled here. Oh, that's more bullets. Another interesting thing about this game, if you grab ammunition, it will first fill up your weapon so that you don't have to, like, switch over and then reload it, which is kind of nice, especially when, you know, when stuff gets out of control. This starts to turn into a speed game. Now, we are currently in this room. As far as the logic, level generation logic is concerned, my understanding is that one of our key items to complete the game is always adjacent to kitchen, and it's usually in the storage room. This should be fine. We're going to go ahead and wait for these guys. So obviously my health situation could be significantly better. I suppose I could eat another sandwich. Are these guys taking like for... I'm going to open this door and they're going to be on me. It's going to be hilarious. What did I tell you? They just forgot where I was and de-aggroed. /reload. I mean, I suppose there's a lot of, like, stuff here. You just make another sandwich. Oh! And then eat sandwich. Apologies if this is, like, aggravatingly slow for some of you guys. You know what, we can at least make a sandwich over there. Hold it there for now. Then place sandwich, because we're about to need this, and I want it as close to the main hall as possible, because otherwise this is a dead end. Switch to the pipe in here. Yep. That's odd. I've never actually seen another room off here. Like, I know that both of these are valid doors, but I've just never actually seen both of them active. I'm assuming it's going to go to a dead end. This should put us at our maximum for bullets. Woo! We're gonna grab a red tape. And these red tapes are what we need in order to beat the level. If I was a little bit faster on the keys there, that would have been a lot simpler and we wouldn't have taken bad damage, but you guys should know who you're dealing with at this point. Me. You're dealing with me. And you are saints for that. Really? Okay, well, might as well. There's also a blue key there, which we know we can get access to. If there's a computer here, that means both of our keys aren't behind anything? Okay, this is a very weird seed, but okay. Oh, he's there. Thought I heard something. Slash quickie, thank you. I feel like I'm pressing the slash key and just getting nothing. So this was a dead end. Which makes it a little bit odd that we have access to both keys and the computer here. Yeah, because this is a courtyard. So that must mean that the glitch door is straight east. Well, I mean, if that's the case, we should probably head east anyways. Grab blue key. Well, we could grab blue key now. Get that taken care of. We could replace it with the type for now, because we're going to have to come back here anyways. Nope, 2. I want to look at the map. It's at the end of this hallway. It's a good thing we're not in danger, because this is the door that we barricaded. But If you ever realize that you need to undo the door, you can, well, slash pry barricade, and it will give you it back. But since I apparently don't have room, I can't do that. Interesting. So then we're going to go into Moyle. Bah. Oh, Jesus. And with that, we've unlocked both blue doors, so we no longer need this key. But that's going to be fine because behind the blue key is another tape. And this is just pretty much the logic that this alpha is using. It would certainly be nice if it got a little bit more complicated, but not too important as far as I'm concerned. Tell you what though, they were packed in there. God! There was more than one zombie. Well, I guess while we're waiting for them to decide to come out here, we might as well place the blue key, because it is no longer required. Am I not able to place here? Hello? Hello? Never mind. Let's get that gun back. Oh, there was some food upstairs, actually. You do need to be within a certain proximity in order to actually move to a location. It needs to be on your screen. Well, not necessarily your screen. So, like, even though I'm not looking at Y, you can see she's already turning around. I can move to Y despite the fact that I'm not looking at it. But as you saw there, I needed to get closer in order for cat to be active. If I go all the way down to F and press cat, it's not a valid thing in my location, so I can't do that. Wasn't there a meat over here? There was. Gross. And we can replace our swap blue key with meat. Merge into sandwich. Eat sandwich. They really forgot about us, didn't they? Doesn't make sense that that doesn't, like, see him. Anyways, we should be able to enter lures now. Bats! There it is. Seif. Excuse me? That's interesting. I've never run into that. Don't ask about the fact that I just ate meat out of a toilet. Sorry. Don't know if you could hear that. I was adjusting my mask. It's on for your protection. What? I don't need to be here. Well, we're actually going to have to go through Moyle because that's barricaded. Yule, Hill, and we want to go here. Let's probably add Mig, actually. Yeah, because we haven't gone and knocked yet. Oh! Well, that was the glitch door. We'll explain that later. Right now I gotta get typing. Oh my goodness. Like, that was terrible. And despite the fact that I don't have my dodge up, I can still get a little bit crafty about how I'm going about movement. Because you do need to kind of stay still in order for them to actually hit you. So, if you're a little deft at the keys, then you can surely, like, run around a room for a long while. Oh my good lord. What is going on? I'm cracking. He's panicking. Everybody knows he's shit. Case 25 of Bitz actually not being able to display a skill. Your spreadsheets won't save you here. Okay. There's actually... So if there is a, air quotes, unlocked tape that is not in the cooler, or meat storage, whatever you want to call it, that means that Fess has the turn-in for a tape. So we're going to be doing a little bit of walking around here. If I could stop failing hard, that'd be nice. Oh, he's got one behind him. That's not one. OMG! If I get caught out, I'm gonna die here, so I might as well actually eat sandwich. Well, I mean, I have all the space now. I was debating if I have the space, I might as well go all the way back. Oh my good lord. You know, I heard the knock on the door, but I thought that was real life. I'm gonna be real with you. F's this comb. Alright, so this is what we're looking for. The television. It doesn't have to make sense, it just has to work. So we need to put 5 tapes into the television, and then we will get the key to finish the level. So that's how it works. If I get there, seems like it's up in the air. I'm down to go to Peg. Yucks. Does this have an upstairs? It does. Get that pipe ready. Nope. So gold key is over here. Or the gold door, more accurately. That is interesting. And what's this? That's another sandwich. Ayo. Alright. So if glitch door is over here, and gold door is over here, oh, that's another door over there. Bullets. Okay, so the SMG is definitely going to be for us. It's so easy, Bitz can use it, alright? Oh, that's shotgun shells. We don't have a shotgun. And so obviously, if you're playing in multiplayer, everybody has a pipe. But you can also trade these weapons around and be like, okay, I'll have the shotgun this run and stuff like that. That way everybody's using all the ammo that you're finding, whereas right now it really doesn't behoove us to even pick it up. We can also show off the crossbow in case. I don't remember if we had any bolts anywhere. Take a look at that after we're done here. And unfortunately, I cannot unload the pistol. So, as you can see there, when you have the SMG, enemies are 3 letters easier because apparently this thing's a killing machine. So whatever that word is, bombs, has now been reduced to bow. It uses 1 bullet per letter, but just the fact that you're saving... So, I mean, we had to use 4 to kill a zombie instead of 3 with the pistol. However, it's obviously a lot easier and it holds more bullets. So it's a bit of a trade-off there, and I kind of like that. I don't know if on the upper difficulty that is no longer a good... I was wondering if that was shaking or not. If that's a good trade, because on the higher difficulty, all words get +1 letter. So in other words, these movements would be 4-letter words. This door would be a 5-letter word. Zombies would have a 655 for their words. And I don't know if it reduces those down to 2-on-1 still, because again, I get my ass beat before I even get the SMG when I'm on that difficulty, because I'm not good at typing. Oh my good lord. What the cack? That's... no. Cack. Jake. Luz. Is it Hughes is where we're going? Don't really have the luxury. Meh. As with any typing game, it's customary for you to shout out the word that you are typing. What the heck? Did I go through tape? Oh yeah, because this is where we connected through with the kitchen, so we could have gone the other way. Again, I'm not used to that being connected. Okay, so the glitch door is locked behind this computer, which gives you a typing trial. It will start whenever I start typing. We have to type left to right, and then we press, I believe, just space to go out down to the second column. The second column is going to go a lot faster because we're on a timer. And if the timer fills, we take damage. Of course, we're Tuyen. We have a chance to dodge, so it's actually quite easy mode, so long as I don't screw this up horrendously. This one is okay, right? Like, I'm clearly above this. But this one is going to be a little bit closer. But again, chances of this bar filling up twice on us is non-existent. Oh, hold up. We need Kia. So we need to... You know what? Let's swap. Swap pistol with gold key. Okay. Now we need to get back the glitch door as soon as possible, because it's only open for a minute. And that's that pink door down there. So we need to go through this business. In it to win it. We still have a tape that we got to go back there for, I believe. Was there a tape we had to run past? Did we pick that up? Oh, it's that red door. And you can kind of hear that it's sort of like clicking, like a clock. This is annoying. We might miss our opportunity, but I would prefer not to die. 3BD RYOL. Well, we might as well turn in our tape. Bad boo. Alright. Nip. Insert red tape. The gold key was upstairs, right? Well, that's a little interesting. We could use that. Let's just go ahead and grab the necrolexicon. So the necrolexicon definitely seems like it's in the most alpha state, in my opinion. It has 333 bullets, and the gimmick is that it increases the number of letters in enemy words. Nope. So we got a 7, 6, 6. If that's the case in the harder difficulty and you have an 877, I shudder at the thought. And it's not using ammo per letter either. We just literally have enough ammo to pretty much survive the entire game. So I don't know if this is sort of meant to be like, okay, you definitely have the means to gun down anything that you come across, as enemies will spawn into the map eventually. But I don't know. I suppose it's an alpha, right? You got to give people like a golden gun, right? Oh, those are entirely different. Well, I guess it makes sense that they're entirely different words. Because you can't just suddenly have them be. I figured at least one of the 5s would have been present, right? There it is. Ah. Palal. So one thing that I would say right now is that they definitely need to make it more apparent when you make a typo. I know that's kind of difficult when you could technically interact with any word, but any sort of audio or visual feedback, like an meep map, because one game I'm going to talk about later, Typer Shark, definitely had good feedback on when you, okay, I can't say that. I remember it having good feedback when you mistype a letter. And that one actually even had like a typewriter sound every single time that you were typing, which I understand could probably get a pretty annoying here. Wait, did I really drop my... I meant to swap... Like, I obviously typed swap iron pipe, so it's 100% on me. But I swore that I had swapped the SMG, because that was kind of like my goal. We've seen pretty much the whole level. We're about to finish here. And so we know that there's not a lot of handgun ammo out there. There's one box that I couldn't pick up. And so I am perfectly fine getting rid of this. Unless I can remember. Does it show on the map? It does not show on the map. It shows sandwiches on the map. That's kind of nice, but not ammo. Okay. So the crossbow wouldn't have been useful. I think there was like maybe one stack of bolts, which generally speaking they give you 40. But yeah, it would have been enough to get us through where we're going. I don't know. If I remember where those bolts are at, I might just replace the SMG with that. Okay, so... we didn't really find the shotgun, did we? I guess being a power weapon, there's a chance for it not to spawn, or we just completely missed it. It's possible that we missed it. I am otherwise preoccupied with talking and not dying. Is it heals? I think so, right? It obviously wasn't Hughes. I know that we ran into it over here. Well, I mean, we might as well pick up the ammo, because again, it'll auto-load into our SMG. And I trust that a hell of a lot more than the Necro Lexicon. Is it on the map? How did I lose a tape? This is embarrassing. There's just about nowhere else for it to be. But for those of you concerned about the amount of random tiles in the game, we have not seen them. You have not seen them all here. There is a lot of, well, not a lot, right? But more than 50% of them were used here. Otherwise, like, you've seen most of them, but there's a lot more upper story ones because upper story wasn't really like that big in our seed. So there's definitely a lot more stuff for you to look at. And honestly, just due to the complete randomization of it, like, that's one of the reasons why I'm all about it, right? Like, I'm technically not seeing the same map, even though it looks the same. So if you're one of those people that's a problem, then you're probably going to have a problem with this game. Maybe at launch they'll have more tiles, but the alpha demo is definitely not going to be for you, if that is how you are. No disrespect for that, just trying to save you some time. Did I really just... Did I grab the one in gold key? I think I did. Where else could it be? There's literally nothing else in courtyard. See, that's probably most of it. There's a lot of doors that can pop on courtyard, and all of ours just goes to this one wing. At least that'll make our escape easier. Oh, I just noticed too that over there at the... I don't know if you can see my cursor at the lower left above this computer. Oh, is that what it was? Did I not take it from the red room? Guess we might as well check, otherwise we're going to go insane. Uh, me, I will go insane, not the character. But I noticed that this, I've never seen it detached like this. But I know that in Retromation's video, he had it like literally Wonka ways off of where he would connect to it. Oh, also, if you need to know, you can turn your character with the, and look up and down with the arrow keys, which I default to whenever I think that I'm playing a game that uses arrow keys. Which obviously it doesn't. Bitz, wouldn't that make you bad at this game? Yes! We've covered this. Like, I know we were coming somewhere, and it was off on the right. And I had to literally just run past it and come back to it later. But I also might be going insane. After all, I did just get done with a day of work. Oh my goodness. See, like there, like if the E on that would have been like shining red or something like that, then it would have been easier for me to be like, oh, I gotta back up to that. We are getting just owned. Good thing I have a extra sandwich here. Quickie. That's just some meat. I know I picked this one up. It's got to be behind the tape door, right? You would think, but no. All right. Oh, that's right, because we went to the red door, but in order to clear it out, that's where I saw the tape. Okay. In order to clear it out, we had to back up, and then it locked immediately before we could run through it. It's a roguelike! Tell you what, the way we're typing now, we might actually take 2 hits here. Seriously, game? How mature of you. I want Hughes, actually. Was her. Guess we're not close enough to go through Moyle. ISO gets us all the way over here. Then we can go to Hill. Do. It was in Knock. And it's right to the right. You don't have to worry about getting caught in here because there is a computer on the other side. Just don't get cornered by a bunch of zombies because you're running straight into it. Like, we currently have no time constraint on the game. You can chill. Yeah, I knew it was off to the right. I had seen it. Oh no, not that. We don't need Gold Key anymore. We've been to Gold Key. Well, there's some bolts. That's not terrible. Oh, Jesus. Started knocking as soon as I got here. Diffused. Gaping Rammies. I don't even know about that shit, alright? Stand back, I got a book. What is with my game? Like, to be fair, I have gotten ass and nudes and all that stuff as words, but this is... This is like next level. Game's horned up. There's the shotgun. Oh, we don't want to use that. Gotcha. Oh my god, all the shotgun shells are here. Look at that. I think I should only need 2 shells, famous last words. But I think we are going to have to do another typing test. Which retuned Nep defeated Darling Ao? That is a question of all time. Rye a mill rouses. Earn. Saps Strand Trader. Found the Path of Exile player? You know what? Just for the power play, we're going to do it. I should keep the Uzi for the escape. However, that's not good YouTube. And if I don't make it out, you've at least seen the entire rest of the game. So we are going to take all the shotgun shells, because there's even some in the bathroom on our way there. My E's and R's are all messed up. And so we need to go to Hex, the Fess. Can I really attack with my bare hands? Dope. So this is going to give us an elevator panel. As you may remember, we started the game in an elevator. And now that we have access to the elevator panel, things are going to get a little bit tough. Oh, this is perfect for the shotgun. How about a job? Oh, baby! Oh, that's concerning. Now the music has started. It's okay, we're almost out of here. Just get a quick little reload in. Road. Dash. Get our shotgun out. Whips his pistol out. He's coming for you. Yeah, sorry that we didn't go absolutely guns to the wall there, but as you noticed, all I have to... Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Take me to the Goss. The Yupo. Reload. I'm gonna bunch these guys up. Maybe shouldn't have played with my food. Shotgun isn't that good, I guess. But it did do an AoE blast that took out like a lot of enemies, right? And so now all we gotta do is insert this this elevator panel. Slash insert elevator panel. Slash escape the nightmare. I can't type while I'm taking damage. So that was a typical Bitz performance, I suppose. Hopefully it at least got you interested, or you know if you do or do not want to try out this game right now in alpha demo, or if you want to wishlist it and look towards it for the future. At this point, I'm going to start talking about my feelings and suggestions for a dev that may not see this video. So if you don't want to hear me talking to myself past the hour mark, you can go ahead and leave if you want. I won't blame you for it. But if you have any questions, concerns, feedback, misplay alerts. Like there was a lot of misplay alerts. You don't have to point out every time that I like missed a key. Thank you. But be sure to put those down in the comments below. I want to see them. And for you guys, I will catch you guys around. Hopefully, gonna stream, like not stream. Good lord. Hopefully, get a little bit more videos coming out. End of quarter is next week. So after the 4th of July, I'm hoping to actually be able to start putting out content. And I got kind of a schedule of stuff that I want to put out. But that'll be a video for later. Anyways, let's go ahead and quit to main screen. So the reason why I'm so excited about this game, like I understand that it didn't look like a lot, but of course it's an alpha. And you can see that it's got good bones, it's got heart, it's got the juice. But most importantly, as I said, for like a year and a half, I've been wanting a first generation randomizer, meaning that the game itself was made to be a randomizer and had randomizer elements. Every time that I've mentioned that to people, they're like, well, what about roguelikes, right? Or, best roguelike here, best roguelike there. Like, that's a randomizer. No, not really. The main thing about a roguelike is that there is astronomical, sometimes like exponential, run progression. Your character gets significantly stronger from the start to the end. And while there might be randomized maps and stuff like that, items being placed differently, which is a key element of a randomizer, it's not really the same because it's not you running through. It's not you pathing, right? Like that's kind of the main thing about a randomizer. Now, granted, this has a randomized map, so it's not like you generally have to like path and you're like, oh, okay, this is blue doors, so that means that I got to go around this way. Maybe they'll get to that. I would prefer they didn't actually. I actually like the random maps because it definitely causes you to run into some weird shit. And due to the logic that's currently in the alpha, you also get an aha brain moment of, oh, I'm in the kitchen. I might as well stop by and grab this tape while I'm here. And stuff like that. What to expect beyond like the blue door and the gold door. And the fact that our blue key wasn't behind a gold door or past the red door. And again, made our seed like very flat. So a common term used in randomizers is sphere. And basically what sphere means is sphere 0 is everything that you can do without getting a single item, right? 0 items. Sphere 0. Sorry for mansplaining randomizer for you guys who probably know about this. And once you get an item or an ability or anything that gives you air quotes key access, you are now talking about sphere 1. This game, as far as I've played it, has only gotten to, like, say, if you count the computer as a sphere, which technically it's not because it's accessible to everybody. If you count the computer, I've only seen this go up to sphere 3. Obviously, I would love a more complicated game than that, but I don't know, like, that might not be what other people want. I would love to see it be more complicated, actually make me think a little bit more. Again, it's firing neurons that you normally don't have, especially because you move using intersections of words. And I think that that's very interesting. Another thing that's very interesting is that it plays quite a bit like a game called Resident Evil Outbreak, which, for those of you who may know me, know that I won't shut up about it because it's one of my top 3 games of all time. The main reason why I'm not playing it now, I have debated doing another run of it through the channel, but the main reason I'm not playing it now is because I ran through all the content. I literally ate everything that there was to have in that game. I don't remember everything now, so it would be interesting to play through it again. But Resident Evil Outbreak, you've probably never heard of it, honestly, is the first multiplayer Resident Evil game, and it released on the PlayStation 2, which is part of its downfall, in my opinion. So it had a large map, and you would just pick a character of your choice that had different abilities. Enemies would constantly be spawning in, and you would just solve like a Resident Evil area. 10 to 20-minute adventure. You can technically make it an hour, and it might be your first time, and you can make it as fast as, say, 5 minutes if you're a speedrunner. And that's kind of where I kind of got into speedrunning in general, because the game kind of wants you to speed run and do completion stuff. And so that's where like a lot of the content went in, and then you can play as different characters, and then you can play online with people. That's right, it's a PS2 game that had online capability, which is, well, less rare on PS2 than it was on GameCube. But I bought a PlayStation just to play that game, and then obviously bought others. But yeah, it's like a key defining part of my childhood, and this game has the same heart as that. Similar to Back for Blood. Not saying that this game is similar to Back for Blood, but Back for Blood, basically the way that I eventually got to Back for Blood, if you take a Wonka Waste edition, is I was on the Resident Evil Outbreak forums, and they shut down the servers. And one of the guys at the Resident Evil Outbreak forums, or the forum that I was on at the time, GameFAQs, date yourself, challenge difficulty 2022, on GameFAQs said, like, yo, like, Left 4 Dead is the closest thing we're ever going to get to another Resident Evil Outbreak. And I was like, bet. Okay, so I went over there, started playing Left 4 Dead, and the rest as we know it is history after I played Left 4 Dead for probably 20,000 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. After I graduated high school, the entire summer was my dad and I just playing Left 4 Dead. And then the second game came out, and then I flunked out of college, spoilers, and it was just my dad and I playing that every day for like half a year at that point before I finally got my job. And it was honestly like a pivotal part of my life. So, yeah, Resident Evil Outbreak has like a huge meaning to me. Blood Typers is sort of like prodding at those same neurons in a way. And so I'm incredibly excited about it. I want to see this thing succeed. I want to see what the team does with a 1.0 and what's going to happen after that. Looking at their other games, I don't honestly expect it to have a long development life after it launches, but still, if the core game is good, that's going to be great. Always something to go back to. Now, as far as what I would like to see in 1.0, this is for the devs. So if you guys don't want to hear me like talk in my mind at this point, you can cut out again. Comments, concerns, misplay alerts, throw those down below. I'll catch you guys around. So what I would really like to see in this game is for it to get more complicated. Now that's a typical Bitz answer there. Now, like I said, it could maybe go up to a Sphere 3 in terms of complexity, which is you have to use the computer to get the red door, which gives you blue key, which blue key then gives you gold key. And that's the most complicated that this can be. And the levels are a little small. I don't know if that's an engine limitation or, again, just getting an alpha demo out there. But making more tiles and more, larger levels is something that is definitely not a bad thing for the game, in my opinion. Maybe one of those sliders, there was word difficulty and then survival horror, basically resource difficulty. Maybe another one would be map size. And so you could have a large map. Just an idea. And I don't know exactly what Blood Typers is trying to be as far as 1.0. The game description says that something about an evil computer that makes horror movies come alive. So is it all going to be, air quotes, Resident Evil, zombies and stuff like that? Or are we hitting all of the different types of survival horrors that have been out there? Like Dino Crisis. That'd be interesting. But of course, like going after a raptor with a pipe doesn't really seem like a good idea. But it allows you to make different enemies that might have different mechanics and be interesting. But even then, looking at your source material, right, Resident Evil, like zombies can go a long way. And so either way, that's fine, so long as they keep the map generation and that randomizer element in the game, honestly. And other things is it would be nice to actually need to use barricades. Like we placed one as a meme and it never became a thing. In fact, it made it harder for us, right? But you know what? I don't care. Um, a way to do that would be um, have a way to identify the outer perimeter of the ground floor. And the outer perimeter of the ground floor has windows that go outside. Enemies can enter through by crashing through those windows. So, if you have like a key area and you're like, oh god, I'm gonna have to either be in this area for quite a while, or I'm gonna have to come through this place for quite a while, then you would want to barricade the windows because that's a spawn point that enemies are going to come in. I know right now they sort of do like a Left 4 Dead. Oh, no one's here, so we'll just place a zombie there because no one. That could be abused and could have like weird implications. I think that having that is fine, but having more real world applicable spawn locations would also be pretty good. I didn't show it off much in this video, but there is the main courtyard that we only went through like twice. That has an area that I've never seen enemies spawn out of it, but I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Enemies are gonna be able to come through there because it's clearly an opening, but I don't have any words there. So that's where enemies are coming from. Uh, that's pretty good. As far as other things to do for the game, I think Necrolexicon needs to be adjusted. I'm kind of concerned about what SMG does at like higher difficulties, but that's all alpha stuff, honestly, and all the numerical stuff. Other things that would be interesting is enemies that subvert your expectations by using words in a different way. And this is where we're going to go to Typer Shark by PopCap Games. PopCap? Or is it Pop Games? One of those is correct. Typer Shark is another typer game, which obviously I use to learn how to type. Well, I used that to learn how to type and an MMORTS called Shattered Galaxy, where you basically have a squad of units, an entire RTS army, and everyone's got to work together in like this risk map. So I had to figure out how to communicate to my squad, my map, and my global, like while playing an RTS. And so that kind of like made me learn how to type. And so by the first time that I actually got to a typing class in middle school, I was already like rinsing everybody. Anyways, Typer Shark had small enemies, piranhas, that only had one letter associated with them, which you could sort of utilize with like not really a dog. I would expect a dog to maybe be 2 letters, but something like that, like a smaller enemy that swarms you, and the SMG would then be very effective against that because everyone else is using the same amount of, or the handgun is using the same amount of bullets. Shotgun can just clear the swarm of enemies, and that'd be really interesting. Another thing that would be really interesting is an enemy that can only be typed at from behind, or only shows the word if you look at them from behind, like some sort of armored enemy, something like that, maybe a charging enemy, so that you have to bait them using the geometry either into a wall or into a post, and then they'll get stunned. You can walk behind them, probably make the words a certain distance so that if they are trying to melee them, you probably don't get it in one go, but you could. That's more like just player balance at that point. And that is another thing that's kind of concerning, is that people who are really fast typers are going to do really well at this, right? Like they're probably going to be the best speedrunners of the game. They're probably going to be best at the game because enemies won't touch them because they'll have them stun locked. They probably don't even actually need guns because melee is just that good. So I am concerned about instances where you have 3 people running melee because they should basically not take any damage, period. So I don't know if like melee needs durability or you need like a stamina bar for melee to make you like either run away and then engage enemies later, or perhaps use guns to stay in combat. But yeah, certainly a concern there, in my opinion. Other balance concerns. I was thinking about these earlier. Why don't I have them in my brain now? Oh yeah, that's right, because I worked an 8-hour schedule. Oh, stuff that you guys can do with the map. I came up with an idea that I think would be really cool. All of the upper level areas have like something that would sort of show you if you're paying attention, right? Like slightly cracked boards. And if you walk over it, 50% chance that it breaks. So now if you're walking with someone in co-op, you drop. We have now been forcibly split up, and that might cause like some turmoil there. It could also be, oh, if I drop down here, I can break the seed wide open. So you'd have to have a way that people can't get soft locked behind key doors or just not have those do that. But I think that that'd be very interesting in a game like this. Other pathing is, well, even if you had that, right? So you break basically the route to get over there. You can either have 2 wood planks make a bridge, 1 wood plank makes a bridge, so then you can just walk across it freely now. Or you can have like a little QTE or a QuickTime event similar to the typing test where you're just given a word and you have this amount of time to get it. And if you mistype it, you fall into the hole as well. Other different enemy types. Another thing that comes to mind is like weeping angels from Doctor Who, right? Enemies that won't, like you can't technically kill them, but they also won't approach you if you're looking directly at them. But they'd have to move pretty slow so that people could, move around and position them where they want to. Those would eventually stack up, so maybe that would be like an air quotes boss enemy that there's only like maybe 1 or 2 of. Have a way maybe to destroy them, but it's not readily accessible. Otherwise, different kinds of puzzles. Like I like the typing test. I like the keys, but other ways to utilize like inventory space. Again, looking back at your source material, Resident Evil, you have to find, say, say you have a battery, and doors in this area are powered by batteries. So instead of having a key that you need to get through a specific door, you just need to put a battery in there. However, you now have to lug that battery through, and so that uses up an inventory space. A lot easier in multiplayer, but obviously you also have to coordinate, like let's not like leave them in there or anything like that. Anyways, I'm super excited. Really hope that you guys do it. Like I said, you guys got the heart, you got the juice, 100%. I'm behind you. I should have the game wishlisted, and I believe I put it at the top of my wish list. So, good luck to you guys. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you have any concerns, questions, concerns, comments, misplay alerts, any sort of feedback like that, put it down below. And until next time, I will catch you guys around.